Hey everyone, this is this Sensecap M1 by C Studio. This was ordered back on the 9th of August and it was delivered to my house on the 31st of August. That's probably 3 weeks' time. Anyways, we will be setting it up, unboxing, we will fix the relay issue, and why did I choose 7 DPI for my house? Well, why did I choose that and what criteria did I follow? So maybe it can help you to choose as well for your scenario. So let's stay tuned and let's jump onto this video. Hey, so today we're gonna be, unboxing the Sensecap and installing it and setting it up. I'm doing this for two of my subscribers who requested this because it's not different so much than the Bobcat Miner in terms of just a device, but this one comes in with a 7 DPI antenna, which is different, and the area where this house is totally different than the one I installed the Bobcat Miner. Tomorrow I might be uploading a new video of how I'm gonna tweak my Bobcat Miner and some tweaks here and there that helped improve my rewards kind of thing. So this video is for the subscribers. The reason I chose 7 DPI is for now, this is where the location is. Now, my antenna will be facing this big tree. It will be right in front of it. And as you can see, there are trees behind it as well. Now, when the fall comes, this will not be worried, because if you can tell, there are only 3 trees that are ahead of the antenna, which this 7 DPI will penetrate for sure, but it will not reach its maximum. However, if you look at this side here, that's pretty far, and that's called Gatineau. So I will be getting there with the 7 DPI, and my target is going that way, which is downtown. So the 7 DPI, I think by fall or winter, it can go and reach that part. Now you can see there's only one house in front of me here, and the next house is probably 700 meters or 1 kilometer away. So that's why I'm testing this 7 DPI. My hunch is saying that it is the right call. And I will show you through the Helium Explorer, because all of the houses that have Helium are in this direction. And we're talking about 3 kilometers, maybe 5 kilometers, and we're talking about only 3 or 4. So in the future, in the future, I will be downgrading to 5.8 once I have a network next to me. This should be enough. But for now, I think a 7 DPI is a right call. I'm not sure. I will be testing this 7 DPI on the second floor on the main window. If it doesn't work out, my second plan will put it up on the attic and test it for a day or two and see if it makes any difference. And I'll be updating you with the tweaks here and there. Also for the Bobcat Miner as well, I'm gonna show you a tweak, 2 tweaks that I've done one. I'm gonna do the second one tomorrow, and I'll give you the end result so you guys can see what I'm doing and see if it works for you or not. As for now, I'm gonna just go unbox these and show you exactly the steps. It should be fairly simple, fairly just similar to what the Bobcat Miner. I doubt it is different, but I'll just do it anyways and try to fix the relay and everything else for newer and the rest. All right, we'll see you on the next slide. So this is the Helium Explorer, and I'll explain to you where's my location so you can see what's going on. So my house that I showed you in the previous video, it's right here, right on the top of this corner. Now it's a little bit in a hillside. So this is a valley all the way here. This is a valley. So everything is underneath me here. And this is the mountains that I showed you. This is the Gatun Mountains. So I'm aiming from here to reach out all the way here. Now, this is downtown. That's my second aim. Or actually, that's my main aim. Assuming that the couple or three trees that is facing my window might give it some kind of obstruction. So that's one part. And the second part that I'm aiming to get to downtown. Now, if you guys don't know much of antennas and how they work, the 4 dpi antennas, they work as a complete circle, so I can cover this whole area, right? So the more dpi, the antennas can, like, will not go in a spherical kind of thing. So 7 dpi, I will have like a 40-degree angle of coverage. So I will not be able to cover houses on this side, for example, because it's going to start beaming with a 40-degree angle. So I can reach further, but on the sides, I cannot reach in a circular way, if that makes any sense. If you guys are not clear on this, it's just the more powerful DPI, I can reach further, but on the cost of losing on, you know, a complete circular diameter kind of coverage. The higher the DPI, the further I can go, but I would sacrifice not covering everything. So if I have 10 DPI, I think it's a 20-degree angle, so I'll be covering this side and this side, for example. So I would it's an omnidirectional, so I cannot be getting all these hotspots. Anyways, so that's my aim, because I'm looking to connect to this network in this whole area, like here, because remember here I showed you I have a clear line of sight, so there's nothing is gonna stop me, because if I can see with my own eyes, that means the antenna can see it. That's as simple as it is. Now here, we'll see. I will have to wait, I think, a couple of days. I can update you guys if you want to know how it performed. And the reason that I said in the video, I will be downgrading in the future. Why? Because if I live in here, for example, or I live in here, and I have a good elevation, I think a 5.8i will cover this whole area. So imagine if I'm here and there are so many hotspots around me, I will not need to connect all the way here and waste a network that's just next to me. And if it gets higher, like the number of helium increases, then I can even downgrade to 4 dpi. That's as simple it is. That's why I chose. And if you guys are interested to see the results, I can post a video which I can give it 1 week or 2 weeks and see the numbers or how they're reflecting. The one in downtown or close to downtown, the Bobcat Miner, is doing very well. I think it's doing around average about 2 to 2.5, while the relayed is there. So tomorrow I'm going to be fixing, so I hope that thing will be cleared. Now this is everything about the antenna. Let's go for the unboxing and setting up the Sensecap MX. So you can see here that we're trying to avoid the mesh for sure. Here we're gonna unbox the Sensecap M1. It's fairly simple. You just unwrap this whole thing. The instructions that are inside are quite simple and straightforward. You have to pay attention to it. We'll come back to it. Now we just take the Sensecap. One thing to note, and always keep this as a red flag. Once you want to change your antennas, you never, in case you want to replace it with a bigger or smaller, whatever it is, never unplug or plug your antennas while it's attached to the power, while your helium hotspot is attached to power. You need to have your power off. So we attached the antenna, we plugged it, and now it's all set. Now if we look at this paper, you need to download, if it's your first time, you need to download the Helium app onto your phone or Google Play and just follow these instructions. Now where I pointed here is the Bluetooth button that you need to click on it for 5 seconds till it slowly kind of flashes blue, but very slowly. Now we're unwrapping the 7 DPI antenna. Something to note with the 7 DPI that I ordered from Seed Studios, which is Sensecap company, I paid a lot for shipping, which I think it turned out to be around $100 or $80 just for the antenna. So it's really not worth it. I advise that you look around in your state or your country before you're ordering from them, because it's heavy and it's different packaging. If it would have fit in the same box of the Sensecap, they would just added the weight and a little bit of dimension. But this was considered as a different item. So that's a piece of an advice. It's not really worth it if you add $40-50 plus 80 or $100 for shipping. Unless it's more expensive in your country, that's a different case. Now we want to just install the 7 DPI. It's the same thing. If you guys want the specs for the 7 DPI or what should fit Sensecap and Bobcat miner, I'll have the specs in the description just in case. So here I'm just gonna plug it in. So this is quick, fairly simple. This is a wire. One little mistake that you should put in your mind. Now I have a plan B that in case things don't work well, I might put it in the attic. Well, this one that I ordered did not come with a base, and therefore if I want to put it in the attic, preferably I need the base. Just a quick note in case that you want to consider that. So they don't all come with the base, it just lets you know. So I'm going to replace the antenna. You can see the electricity is not connected, therefore I'm safe to do this. So they look the same. Just plug it in really quick, and once we plug it in and everything is set, all we have to do after placing it onto the wall is click the Bluetooth button for 5 seconds once we are connected to the electricity. Now if we need to set this up, you can go to the upright and click on the plus if you already have Helium already set, and then you have to look for Sensecap. It's right here. You click on it, then you just go through the steps. You can just skip if you already know all of this stuff. Now the diagnostic, for it to work, you make sure you need to click on that Bluetooth button for 5 seconds. So once you click on it, it will detect it. If it's not turned on, you're not going to detect it. So make sure that you do that. Another thing, make sure that you connect on the 5G. I think it's a little bit faster. And then you just go through this stuff and you register for the hotspot, and everything so far, it should be fine. In the diagnostic, make sure you take a picture of the MAC address and the Helium hotspot, whatever it is, Sensecap or Bobcat miner, the IP address of your Helium hotspot, which has different IP than your home IP, so that you can determine it. In Sensecap, you will not see Sensecap. In Bobcat miner, I was able to find Bobcat miner, just to let you know. So to optimize your Helium hotspot, we need to fix something called relayed. And to do that, if you have, in this case scenario, which is a built-in modem with a router, and this is by version. So if this is the case, this is the perfect scenario. Even if you have 2 routers, you should try this. I've been facing a problem with 2 routers in my other location, which I'll be fixing tomorrow, and I'll be showing a video on it. But for now, just try this. It should work fine. So you click on top, the advanced view. Now if you guys if this is not applicable, I have another video which is kind of international standards. I explain everything very easy and very straightforward. So I'm gonna put a link right at the end of this video so I don't distract you. So I want you to get this things first. So once we click on the advanced, then we're gonna click on manage by device. Now we reached here. What we want to do is assign a static IP address for our Helium hotspot. So once I come in here, instead of Internet Access Manager, I click on Settings. That's the number one thing to do. Second, I need to find the Helium hotspot that I need to configure a static IP address, right? So in case you don't see Bobcat Miner or Sensecap, when we did the diagnostic, you should see or understand which IP address it's on. So for me, I did not find the name, but I knew the number I found on the diagnostic was, let's say, 96. I looked for whatever 192.96. That means that's my Helium hotspot. Once I found it, I click on it. Third step, it would be on dynamic. So I click on reserved or static in this case. And once it's reserved, I put in the IP address of this Helium hotspot, the one right here. I add it in, I add, and then I click save, and now we have a designated reserved IP address for our Helium hotspot. We're going to see on the left side we have 1, 2, 3. The first one is mandatory. 2 and 3, do not do them until you're sure that the problem is not solved. So let's do only 1 for now. So you're going to do port forwarding, and you're going to put the name here, which is in the diagnostic name, and the one we did the static IP. So you're going to put the name here. Internal and external port are both 44158, 441528, and the same thing with external port. And the protocol, you choose TCP, and select device. You just click here, and you should find your Helium hotspot, the exact name that you found on your diagnostic, not mine. This is mine, FC25. Make sure, okay? So once you're done that, you did that, you're gonna click on save, and you can see I saved it, and you can see mine up here. It says existing port forwarding rules. So this is mine, and that's what you're supposed to have. So make sure that you have it. Now, there are 2 recommendations that people's both they say it's okay to do and not that important to do. You have to do trial and error. It depends on your case scenario. But the second step would be you go on the PNP and you click on it, and you will see something to turn on and off. And DMZ, the same thing. You click on it and you just approve and sign. So it's fairly simple. But 2 and 3, you don't do them until that you saw that relayed is still a problem, right? And make sure that again you save here, eh? Just a reminder. Once we hit the save, we go back to the main dashboard and we click on the network settings. So we go to the PNP, and it's on, we turn it off. That's all you need to do. DMZ is the last step, which all you need to do is 2 steps. First of all is turn it on. The second step, you go down the IP address and you put the IP address of your Helium hotspot. Okay? The Helium hotspot in the diagnostic, whatever it was assigned, is the same IP address that you need to add here manually. And then you click add and save, and this is all about it. You're good to go and set. I hope you guys love this. So I think I've covered everything you're supposed to understand. It's fairly simple. I know the relayed can be tricky. Something that I forgot to mention in the setup. Once you finish everything, make sure that you unplug your Helium hotspot. Then you turn off your internet for 10, 15, 20 seconds. Then you plug in your internet back, and then plug in your Helium hotspot. It makes a huge difference. So make sure that you do that step. Other than that, I think everything is straightforward. You should be guys running and doing some good rewards. Now, the antennas, you have to understand it in a different way. I just take the logic in it, and the reason I was telling you I'm starting with a 7 dpi because I'm trying to reach the areas that are far. But there's a lot of questions. Like each one of us has a different scenario. Your elevation, what you're trying to achieve, there's no one perfect scenario that fits all. That's what I'm trying to say. I could have bought a 10 dpi instead of 7, or maybe 8, maybe 5.8. We never know. So I think if we can, or if you guys can wait 3 or 4 more days, I can show you my results from the 7 dpi, so you understand like how much the trees affected my antenna. Was the 7 dpi a smart one or not? We never know. So take me as the trial guy. I'll do the test for you, and we'll see how the results are. My 4 dpi in a 40-meter elevation is doing super well with the 4 dpi. So it's all about elevation. The more elevation you have, the more you are, have more witnesses and exposure. Guys, if you like this video, please, I invite you to subscribe. And I have a new Telegram channel that I just opened. So I'll put the link in the description if you guys would like to join, so we can discuss right away the stuff that you have problems with or you have questions about. And if you have any kind of inputs, I invite every single one of you guys. I love everyone. You guys have been a great support, and would love to meet up and just help each other out. So greetings from my side, and I would hope to see you guys on the next video. I have 2 important videos. One is NFT. It's coming probably tomorrow, hopefully, but we'll see you then. Maybe the Telegram can just bring us together and help us more. All right, guys. I will see you.